Higgins.
Go get him, TJ!
Number 5, CJ Hickey. CJ is the son of Sean Hickey and Jamie Hoster. Congratulations, CJ. And with CJ tonight is dad and grandmas.
Number 15,
Christensen. Augie is the son of Aaron and Amy Christensen. Congratulations, Augie.
Number 23,
Etheridge. Carson is the son of Scott and Andrea Etheridge. Congratulations, Carson.
First ACL.
Number 24, Danny Cyhockey.
Danny is the son of Tom and Kathy Cyhockey. Congratulations, Danny. Number 56, Brady Pashenti. Brady is the son of Jeremy and Dana Pashenti. Congratulations, Brady.
He tears ACL too. Yep. Just recently, and he's our best center.
Number 80, Noah Martin. Noah is the son of Kevin and Jackie.
Congratulations, Noah.
Number 84, Gabe Glass.
Gabe is the son of Timothy and Geraldine Glass. Congratulations, Gabe.
Number 85,
Ethan Wallace. Ethan is the son of Damian Wallace and Stacy Hubbard. Congratulations, Ethan.
Number 89,
Chris Osala. Chris is the son of Sarah and Jeremiah Holt. Congratulations, Chris.
Next, we want to introduce our boys.
Seniors and their parents. First up, Jarrett Carr. Jarrett is the son of Mandy Carr. Congratulations, Jarrett.
Jaden Eggers.
Jaden is the son of John and Karen Eggers. Congratulations, Jaden.
Carter Patterson.
Carter is the son of Mike and Jamie Patterson. Congratulations, Carter. And now we want to introduce our girls golf seniors and their parents. First up, Madison Doran. Madison is the daughter of Dave Doran and Dina May. Congratulations, Madison. Morgan Forrestal. Morgan is the daughter of Tim and Jennifer Forrestal. Congratulations, Morgan. Emma Cruz Carter. Emma is the daughter of Tambra Cruz Carter. Congratulations, Emma. Haley Pembleton. Haley is the daughter of John and Jennifer Pembleton. Congratulations, Haley.
Now we would like to
introduce our girls tennis seniors and their parents. First up, Sadie Thornton. Sadie is the daughter of Phil and Marie Thornton.
Congratulations, Sadie.
Kylie Winner. Kylie is the daughter of Chad and Melinda Winner. Congratulations, Kylie. Completing our evening tonight is our cross-country
senior runners and their parents. First up, Lexi Bones. Lexi is the daughter of Kristen Melbrecht. Congratulations, Lexi. Kiana Brokaw.
Kiana is the daughter of Kevin and Misty Brokaw. Congratulations, Kiana. Claire Gray. Claire is the daughter of Buck and Carmen Gray. Congratulations, Claire.
Princeton Tiger football is on the air. Tonight from Bryant Field on the campus of Princeton High School, it's the Battle of the Undefeateds as the 6-0 Princeton Tigers take on the 6-0 St. Bede Bruins. It's senior night, and the chill of autumn fills the air as the fans eagerly await this much-anticipated game. We want to thank our sponsors of Tiger football on Tiger Central Live, and they include Beck's, Central Bank, Princeton Ready Creek, Micklig Energy, and Midland Bank. Also, a big thanks to the Princeton Public Schools Foundation. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Norm Vandermoon, joined by Princeton basketball coach Jason Smith and PHS Social Studies teacher Brody Anderson. Steve Morton, Princeton's technology advisor, is our producer-director. Steve Gray, an outstanding cameraman, is on hand, along with our student helpers, Cail Piper, Austin Gordon, and Lou Higgins, as our crew is all set to capture these high school football headlines as they are being made. And Brody, I know you've got a big recap of the action that's going to take place tonight, last week's scores, and then looking ahead to next week.
Alrighty. Hey, thank you, Norm, for having me back. What an exciting game this is going to be tonight. We have the 6-0 St. Bede Bruins right here against your 6-0 Princeton Tigers. But there's also a lot of other great games around the area, including Bureau Valley, who's 1-5, at Erie Prophetstown, who's 3-3. An exciting game down at Hall tonight. The 3-3 Newman Comets are playing the Hall Red Devils, who is also 3-3. Kewanee, who's 2-4, is at Mendota, who's 3-3. Monmouth Roseville wins in a forfeit over Riverdale. Orion, who's 3-3, is at Morrison, who's 2-4. Rock Ridge, who's 5-1, is at Sherrard, who is 1-5. The Amboy Lamoille Co-op is at Bushel Prairie City. Amboy Lamoille is 5-1. Bushnell Prairie City is 2-4. Anawan Weathersfield, who's 5-1, is playing at Stark County, who is 4-2. That's going to be an exciting game, I think, Norm. Moving up north, Dixon, who's 4-2, is at Genoa Kingston, who's 5-1. LaSalle Peru, who is 4-2, is at Ottawa, who's also 4-2. I think that's going to be an exciting game tonight, Norm, and I hope we can get all the updates from that game as we move along tonight. Lastly, in other games tonight, we have Chillicothe, who is 5-1, is at Bloomington Central Catholic, who is 4-2. Additionally, let's recap some scores from last week. In last week's scores, Princeton, of course, beat Newman 37-0. St. Bede beat Bureau Valley 31-20. Hall over Kewanee 26-15. Mendota 49 over Sherrard 35. Erie Prophetstown 19 over Harvard, scoring 6. Monmouth Roseville 35 over Orion 12. Rock Ridge 37, Morrison 22. Amboy Lamoille Co-op 26 over Kirkland Hiawatha, scoring 12. Anawan Weathersfield 27 over Knoxville 19. Rova 34 over Stark County 13. Dixon 22 over Rockford Lutheran 19. Who, by the way, Norm, Rockford Lutheran was playing in the state series for golf today. I'm not sure exactly who won that. I'll have to give you an update here, but they were in the lead at about 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Okay.
LaSalle Peru scored 24 points, defeating Woodstock. And then lastly, Chillicothe IVC won in a forfeit over Urbana. In next week's games, we have Princeton at Bureau Valley, Hall at St. Bede. Now that is a Saturday game, October 15th at 5 o'clock. Kewanee at Rock Ridge. Mendota at Newman. Monmouth Roseville at Erie Prophetstown. Leroy at Morrison. Sherrard at Orion. Amboy Lamoille at Freeport, Ackwin. Anawan Weathersfield at Rova. Stark County at Mercer County. Dixon at Byron. Sycamore at LP. And Chillicothe IVC at Pontiac. In other scores around here, I do have a couple volleyball scores from last night. I'll roll through real quick here. We had Mendota beat Princeton 21-25, 25-22, and 25-17. Bureau Valley beat Kewanee 25-18 and 25-19. And lastly, Marquette over Putnam County 25-19 and 25-21. Boy, Norm, we have a lot of good games going on around the area tonight.
And I know, as always, you'll keep us updated.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to give you tonight's game in a glance. First for the St. Bede Bruins, they're 6-0, coached by Jim Eustace. Enrollment 282. They beat Sherrard 28-14, beat Erie Prophetstown 41-20, beat Kewanee 34-20, beat Newman 34-8, a forfeit win over Rock Ridge, and last week beat Bureau Valley 31-20. Overall, the Bruins have scored 169 points, an average of 34 a game, given up 82. That's an average of giving up 16. We're going to go to the band, and then when we come back, we'll give you a few Bruin stats, and Schmitty will give you a full rundown on the Princeton Tigers.
To welcome our visitors from St. Bede High School, the band will now play their school song.
Tiger fans, on your feet. Let's show your blue and white pride as the PHS band plays Princeton Loyalty in our fight song, Let's Win This Game.
It's like 30 pounds just on my shoulder. No, it's like
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please stand, remove your caps, as the band, under the direction of Mr. Stephen Olson, honors America with our national anthem. The officials for tonight's game: referee Roy Snyder, umpire Brian Reeder, linesman Ryan Breeden, line judge Todd Wagner, and the back judge is Ken Wilcoxon.
Schmitty, when we take it back, you take it back and give the Princeton stuff, because that's the big one.
Tiger fans on your feet.
Tigers taking the field. The number 3 ranked Princeton. And welcome back here as you see the number 3 state-ranked Princeton Tigers in 3A, which is 6-0, led by Coach Ryan Pearson, versus the St. Bede Bruins, who are 6-0, and they're the 6th-ranked team in 1A. The Tigers are enrolled with 546 students in the high school, with Week 1 beating Rock Ridge 41-22, beating Orion 60-20, Hall 55-20, Week 4 Mendota 70-21. Week 5, Kewanee 56-7, and then last week, Week 6, 37-0. The offense averages 319 yards averaging per game, And then the defense is allowed averaging, 90 yards a game giving up?
I'm sorry, Shmee, that's actually points. So
points?
we average 53 a game and give up 15.
Okay, sorry about that. 53 points we average a game, and then 15 points we average giving up, and most of them are in the second half against our second/third stringers, and they've been playing well as of late. Next week we play at Bureau Valley, and then we follow up week 9 against Monmouth Roseville. Princeton's leading the way, passing Tegan Davis, 76 attempts, 46 completions, 894 yards, and 11 touchdowns.
All right, and we are off and running in the Bruins with the return of the kickoff. Get up to close to the 30-yard line.
Leading the way for rushing is Tegan Davis with 590 yards with 9 TDs. Augie Christensen, 424 yards and 8 touchdowns. And receiving the ball is Noah Laporte. He's came on strong the last 3 weeks. 22 catches, 441 yards with 5 touchdowns. And get this, Norm, he's just a sophomore.
Yeah, also 4 interceptions, and 2 of those he returned for a score. So the St. Bede Bruins, a team that likes to throw the ball. Their quarterback, John Brady, has passed for 927 yards, tops in the area. St. Bede starts out with an empty backfield, 3 wide receivers. And Brady's going to run it himself, gets around the edge, and he is going to have a first down out to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, so the Tigers got to do a little bit better job of containing right there. Just make some outside containments there, and that's all it is. It's just an issue with the linebacker situation. Got to have outside contain to force them inside.
So pretty much the same formation. Brady takes the shotgun snap. He's under heavy pressure. He throws, and he completes the pass. And this is going to go for big yardage on his feet and still going. Callan Huenberg, and Huenberg down near the 10-yard line. So the Bruins off to an explosive start.
As you see the instant replay here, is there's some broken tackles by number 5, Huenberg, all the way down to about the 15, 14-yard line.
So Brady awaits the snap. This time he's going to go right up the middle, and the Tigers have an answer for him. Maybe eked out a yard. It'll bring up second down and 9 yards to go.
Nice job there by the Tigers stuffing the run there, as they've had 2 explosive plays so far out of the 3 with a 13-yard run and a 49-yard pass.
10:40 to go here in the first period. Still no score, but St. Bede in the red zone. Man in motion, and now Brady rolls to the near side of the field, fires away, and it's over the head of his intended receiver, Huenberg. It'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Looks like we have a flag down on the play, first flag of the game. It looks like Brady was a little amped up, just overthrew his intended target, Huenberg. Did you see that call, Norm?
It was hand on the head. Is that an ineligible downfield?
Yeah, illegal lineman downfield, basically, yeah.
And I think if I was Princeton, I'd decline it. We'll see if they do. And they are going to march it off. Okay. So it'll be second down and about 14 from the 15-yard line. Want to mention, too, our Tiger Central Live crew sends out its deepest sympathies to Charlie Walker and his family. We're thinking of you, Charlie. And the pass is on the way. It is incomplete. That time Brady going for Halden Huenberg.
Yeah, so nice job by number 14 from the Tigers. 24, sorry, Cy Hockey there, getting his hands up, forcing the errant throw by Brady, and a great job by Augie right there, meeting him rudely as he drove him to the ground.
Well, so far, the fact that the Tigers accepted that penalty has not cost them. 3rd and 14 from the 15-yard line. Still no score. 10-13 to go, first period. Now Brady under heavy pressure, being chased, and he is sacked in the backfield.
Carson Etheridge there. Welcome back, Big Carson. His second game back, as you're going to see an instant replay right here, as you're going to see the explosive speed by Etheridge, who actually blitzed the quarterback and then tracks him down for about a 5-yard loss on the play. Well, even more than that, actually. No, about 8-yard loss. No, 2, because he had that penalty, right?
But nonetheless.
It was a great play.
Yeah, coming from the far side, and Brady, no slow athlete by any stretch of the imagination. He was able to catch him. Bruins are going for it from the 18-yard line. And here's the pass towards the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. We're checking for flags. I don't see any. Bruins turn it over on down.
That was great coverage there by number 2, Tegan Davis. It was just a fade route, and all a fade route is a corner throw to the end zone or to the sidelines, and Tegan read it all over and was actually ahead of the receiver. So the receiver actually pushed him in the back a little bit and made him go forward, but Tegan had great coverage on the play. 1st down and 10 for the Tigers on their own 18-yard line.
And Schmitty, we saw the Bruins, though they did not score, move the ball substantially. Pretty big deal that the Tigers have a good opening drive here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, what you saw was the Bruins are dangerous in space, and when that space collapsed down a little bit, they takes away a lot of options, and I think you saw that there when they were like 1st and goal at the 11.
So Tegan Davis goes under center, I formation backfield, and the handoff goes to the second man through, Augie Christensen, and he's going to have a huge gain. He's to the 50, to the 45, still on his feet. Augie to the 30,
he's
to
gone.
the 20, and it is a touchdown. It is a touchdown. Princeton Tigers, 82 yards. Augie Christensen at the 9-11 mark of the first period.
Well, Norm, I was going to tell you that the scouting report against St. Bede last week was Bureau Valley ran all over them, and I thought that was a good indication for the Tigers coming into this week. And look, one play, 82 yards later, and they score a touchdown. Nice job by Augie, breaking a couple of tackles, but a great job for the line, just opening a hole like you could drive a truck through.
So Carlos Benavidez on for the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good as well, and the Tigers lead 7-0.
Augie's run was 82 yards, Norm.
Tremendous start. I saw his mom before the game. I don't know if either one of you knew Grandma Bernice, but she is up there on the guardrail of heaven ringing that cowbell, I'll guarantee you.
Hey, I'd like to take the time here to congratulate Ryan Verana, who's class of 2010.
Sure.
Son of Mike Verana, who does our PA announcing here, and Allison, bringing in Mickey George Verana, born October 5th, 2022 at 6:07 p.m., 21 inches, and is introduced to this world by sister Scotland Mercer Verana at the age of a year and a half. Grandparents are Mike and Debbie, and Ryan, Allison, Debbie, Scotland, and Mickey are all watching on Tiger Central Live from Rochelle. So thanks for watching us. We really appreciate it, and congratulations on the newborn.
Absolutely. That is neat news. Thanks for sharing that, Schmitty. So Carlos Benavidez set to kick off. Tigers up 7-0. Good kick by Benavidez, and it's fielded by the Bruins at about the 15-yard line. Good coverage by Princeton on the return for the Bruins was Ryan Brady.
And number 12 for the Tigers, 12, Caden Gibson, who's a sophomore, did a nice job with outside contain, making that tackle.
Brody, of course, as usual, keeping track of the out-of-town scoreboard. Anything yet, Brody?
Yeah, one just came across here. Bureau Valley is behind EP by 7 points. That's still in the first, so EP has taken an early lead over Bureau Valley.
All right, thank you, Brody. 1st and 10 for the Bruins at their own 27-yard line. John Brady in the shotgun. And Brady going to take off, and not very far as that play comes to a quick stop.
Payne Miller says, "Not today, Mr. Brady." As you see it in this replay, Payne comes through as Cy Hockey tried to blitz through. Payne came out of nowhere and just whips him down like a rag doll.
He is the minister of defense, isn't he? When he
Sure
gets
is.
when he gets a hold of you, that is the end of the line. Second down and 14 for the Bruins. Ken Wilcoxon among the officials tonight. Of course, most definitely one of the most outstanding officials in the entire state. And of course, his dad, Larry, a great official. Second and 14. Once again, an empty backfield. Brady back to throw, fires, and this one over the head of his intended receiver,
Pass is
Callan
incomplete.
Huenberg. Third down and 14.
So you can see what the Tigers are trying to do early, Norm. They're trying to put pressure on John Brady so he's not comfortable in the pocket to make him have all day to throw. But they're blitzing a linebacker here, blitzing a linebacker there. Between that and their line play, I think it's just going to speed John Brady up a little bit, and that's where you're seeing the overthrows you're seeing right now.
So a big play for the Bruins. They do not want to go 3 and out on this possession. Brady back to throw under heavy pressure, gets rid of it, and this one is beyond the reach of anyone. Noah Laporte defending, and the intended receiver, Callan Huenberg.
Again, he completed that first pass for 49 yards. Since then, he's been 0 for 4. Just like after he completed that run for 13 yards, he's had 3 rushes for a negative 6 yards after that. The Tigers doing a nice job adjusting on the fly in the backfield. The secondary of the Tigers doing a great job sticking with the receivers, not giving anybody an open space, and the defensive line and the linebackers of the Tigers doing a nice job pressuring the quarterback of Brady.
Yeah, Bennett Williams with some big pressure there. And the Bruins are going to go for this. Now they get the punt off, and it is fielded by Tegan Davis. And Davis still on his feet to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20. And Tegan Davis, I've got him for 54 yards on that return.
The beanbag was picked up at the 40, at the 41, Norm.
All right, so we'll give him 59.
Yeah.
All right, and that comes at the 7:43 mark.
Watch this play, folks. It's a quick kick, so Tegan's recovering the football because he's staying with the receiver because they were acting like they were going for it on 4th down. Receives the ball, turns around, and runs it for 59 yards for a touchdown. Number 2, you're pretty special.
Carlos Benavidez kicking towards Central Street. And once again, Benavidez perfect on the kick, and the Tigers go up 14-0.
I think the old pooch punt or quick kick probably should just regular punt the ball and maybe punt it out of bounds next time. I don't know if they know this, but Tegan Davis does not return punts back there, so you probably could be all right just punting the ball.
Excellent point. Brody, anything else on the scoreboard?
Yeah, I got one just for us here. So we have just under 7 minutes left in the first. Hall has taken an early lead 6-0 over the Newman Comets.
So Hall has a tough road. The last 3 ball games, they have Newman, they have St. Bede, and who their other game is against, I can't remember, but I'm thinking they're going to win that one. But the other 2 are tough. A win tonight, and you like the Red Devils' chances of making the playoffs.
Oh, it's going to be huge for sure, Norm.
All right, well, Brody will be keeping tabs on that. Of course, Newman. Schmitty, I know you were impressed with the Comets in spite of that 37-0 score.
I just thought their defense played really well. They really brought a physical presence to their game that we haven't seen since week 1, and I think that alone just raised eyebrows. So, their record is 3-3, but I thought they played really well last week.
All right, the kick goes out of bounds, so by virtue of the penalty, the Bruins are going to have outstanding field position. All being marked at the 35-yard line.
Quick shout out to Marcy again in Pittsburgh. She watches us every time we're on Tiger Central Live. So she says happy senior night. We appreciate you watching as always, Marcy. Thank you.
And from Pittsburgh, wherever you may be across this great land, and we've actually found through the years, we even sometimes get people on an international basis. So welcome indeed. And of course, those of you who are rooting for the St. Bede Bruins, we certainly welcome you to the broadcast as well. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Bruins already down 14-0. This time they do have a running back next to Brody. And that's the way they're going to go, and they're going to have some decent success out to the 40-yard line. As on the carry, it was Callan Huenberg.
Yeah, that was a nice run up the middle there. Defensive line looked like the linebackers maybe got sucked in the off tackles, and he ran off guard. So a little adjustment there by the Tigers here.
2nd down and 5. This time Brady's going to keep it himself, and he's got a 1st down and a whole lot more. Brady down the sideline is finally brought down, but gets close to the 20-yard line.
That's a gain of 38 yards there, Norm, and Brady's showing off some speed there. As you can see the replay here, going off the tackle. A little bit of missed tackles there, but all in all, I mean, Brady's doing a nice job. He's athletic. He can do those kinds of things.
So once again, the Bruins have shown the ability to have the big play, but can they turn it into points? We'll see. 1st and 10 at the 22. This time the Bruins keep it on the ground, and the Tigers more than up to the challenge. There's a fumble, and we wait for the signal. Tigers say they have it, and so does the referee.
Man, when the wheels fall off, they really fall off, don't they, Norm? I mean, you got a good drive going, and then you fumble the ball on a great hit. They couldn't see who the hit was by. Here's the replay right here to kind of tell. Nice job, I say, hockey there, the fellow senior linebacker getting in the backfield and just putting his head on the ball and just driving them back and knock the ball out. And the Tigers will take over there on a turnover.
Well, so far the Tigers have had one play from scrimmage, and that was an 82-yard run by Augie Christensen. What will they dial up here on 1st and 10? Deegan Davis surveys the field, awaits the snap. He has it, and it's a screen, and it is complete. And Brady Byers is hit. Do we have a fumble here? We'll see. Bruins say they have the ball, and the officials agree with them. So 2 consecutive fumbles.
Fumble recovered by number 2, Ryan Brady.
Yeah, that's just ball security. When you're getting hit, you got to wrap up with 2 arms, and Brady just didn't quite do that. But he'll bounce back. He's a good athlete. He'll bounce back and help his teammates. The teammates will pick him up. So.
All right, so 1st and 10 for the Bruins. 6:32 to go first period. Princeton leading 14-0, but the Bruins in good field position. John Brady going to keep it himself. Tries to get around the edge, but it's not going to happen. Carson Etheridge, among others, in on the stop.
Tackle made by number
Carson Etheridge, along with Brady Byers there to make that stop for no gain on the play. That's why I think where the Princeton Tigers does really well at is their closing speed is not like anybody else you can see. They got a lot of fast linebackers, a lot of fast secondary guys that can just close you down and track you down.
Absolutely right. So 2nd down and 10 from the 25. Now Brady fires towards the end zone, and this one is off the hands of his intended receiver, Landon Jackson.
Nice coverage there by Byers, and simply just overthrew number 25 Jackson, not by much though, but nonetheless it's a 3rd down and 10 for the Bruins.
Yeah, and Byers, of course, there was no help. He was out there by himself, and he did. Brady hit his receiver in the hands, but They could not come up with the catch, so 3rd down and 10. Now Brady's going to keep it himself. And just limited yardage on this one, 2 or 3 yards. It'll bring up 4th down and about 8.
Yeah, great job by the Tigers line there to make that push and shove, and the linebackers doing a nice job filling the hole. But another 4th down and 8, crucial for 4th down for the Bruins, as you really got to make sure that you make the Tigers pay with that turnover, because those are pretty limited, that the Tigers don't turn the ball over that much.
In fact, Tegan Davis has not thrown an interception all year. It's incredible. So Brady awaits the snap. Looks to throw pretty much the same play, different receiver, but same result. It was intended for Tom McCransky. Incomplete. Tigers take over on downs.
So after completing this first pass for 49 yards, Brady is 0 for his last 6. So Tigers doing some nice job covering, like I said before, and doing a good job getting some pressure on the quarterback himself. So Tigers take over and down. Ball security, fellas. That's what you got to preach right now if you're Coach Pearson on the Tigers.
Brody, what do you got?
Newman just made a big play down in Spring Valley. It's now tied up 6-6 with about a minute left to go in the first.
All right, thank you very much. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line for Princeton. I formation backfield. And up the middle it goes. I believe it's Augie, but we'll see once the pile clears here.
I think it's C.J.
Nope,
Hickey.
C.J. Hickey, thank you. And much better gain than what I thought. Got about 4. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6. This time the Tigers have 3 wide receivers to the right.
Tigers.
Davis back to throw, fires away, has a man wide open, and that is Noah Laporte out near the 41-yard line.
As you see the replay here, Noah just doing an in route there. Nice job of just settling right in the zone. Gets his hands up, shows Tegan he's right there. Tegan hits him on the numbers.
And we've talked about that before. Some guys would just keep running into coverage, but Noah finds that open spot and says, here I am, throw it to me. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Tigers lead 14-0. Davis back to throw. Now he rolls out, fires away, has a man wide open. And getting inside the 15-yard line is Noah Laporte with yet another big gainer.
There's a flag
That's a
on the field.
44-yard gain, but there's a flag on the play.
The flag way downfield, so it's kind of curious. Could there have been a face mask?
Somebody might have been John to somebody.
Unsportsmanlike against the Bruins.
So that 44-yard pass comes true. And Noah Laporte already with 2 catches for 58 yards.
Flag on the Bruins.
And I'm telling you, that relationship between Noah and Tegan is beautiful to watch, isn't it, Norm, since week 1 to now? I mean, they've grown so far, so close together as far as knowing where everybody's going to be at, and they're on the page all the time. It's just great to see.
So, 1st and goal at the 7. Tigers already lead 14-0. C.J. Hickey powering his way off left tackle. Gets very close to the goal line. One of the Tigers signaling touchdown, but the referee not going along with it. Got close, down to the 1.
I don't know if I had a quarter for every time
2nd down, Princeton.
the home team signaled touchdown there, we'd be rich.
Well, this time the referees will certainly agree. Tegan Davis on the 1-yard run with 3:09 to go in the first period, and that puts the Tigers up 20-0.
Get the feeling that the Tigers came into this game with a little chip on their shoulder, Norm.
I do. They look really, I mean, there was the one fumble, but other than that, they've looked really sharp. Carlos Benavidez, who's been perfect up till now. remains that way. And the Tiger lead is 21-0.
I think Brody's got some updated scores. Norm,
All right, yeah, let's hear from him.
All righty, Norm. Well, down in Spring Valley, Newman was able to pull the extra point, so now it's 7-6 down there in the valley. Fulton has taken the lead over Forston, 3-0, and we have Kewanee 7, Mendota 6, and that's thanks to one of our big fans for Tiger Central, Dave Camp, who's a good friend of the program, and he is keeping tabs on that game for us tonight.
All right, well, thank you, Dave, because I think that's going to be a good one, Kewanee and Mendota. Pretty even matchup.
Got a couple of guys out there farming watching us. We appreciate the former alumni Craig Hoffman and Randy Allen feeding the world one kernel at a time.
There
I'd
you
say.
go.
Thanks, guys. And shout out to Chad Hall, too, as well, for watching us. We appreciate you, buddy, watching us. Thank you.
All right, so here comes the kickoff, and the Bruins this time fielded at about the 12-yard line. And the advance is out to about the 28-yard line. Huenberg on the return.
He's brought down by number 30.
So the Bruins down 21-0 here, 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. Probably not in very familiar territory, being down by so much so early, Norm. See what they got up their sleeves here to start out this their fourth drive.
What do we have statistically for the Bruins? You said Brady is, what, 1 out of 7?
1 for 7 for 49 yards, and right now they have 49 yards total rushing the ball. So for this high potent offense, that's a pretty good stat for the Tigers.
All right, we'll see what the Bruins come up with. They do have a running back in the backfield and 3 wide receivers to the near side of the field. Apparently encroachment on Princeton be 5 free yards for the Bruins.
Yeah, I think Ian Morris got a little jumpy there at the linebacker spot. He was going to blitz the play, and he got a little jumpy. Got to watch the ball, boys.
First down, Bruins.
Got a couple of Tigers out. Jack May and Brady Pasheni, a couple of offensive linemen. Wish those boys well. And now John Brady on the run, and he's not going to get very far.
Yeah, Ian Morris there and Saihaki there on the wrap-up. I thought he was going to be off to the races, but Saihaki and Morris closed that gap really quick to gain 3 yards and bring it 2nd down and 2 for the Bruins.
2:38 to go, first period. Tiger lead is 21-0. Tigers next week at Bureau Valley, and then they close out the season week 9 at Monmouth Roseville. So this is the last home regular season game. Brady going to keep it himself, gets away, and he's got a first down out to about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, we'll give them a gain of 6 there. That's a first down for the Bruins. Their 4th first down on the night. 3 by rush, 1 by pass.
Brody, anything to add?
No, I just got a quick shout out though. Steve Gray came around and said the Kane family is watching from Dallas, Texas tonight. So that's pretty awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you
they're
for
at
that.
they're at the Oklahoma-Texas game for as their son goes to Oklahoma. So we appreciate them watching. Thanks, Kyle and family.
1st and 10 for the Bruins. They keep it on the ground, and they've got big yardage. First down and a whole lot more is on the carry. It's Kellen Huenberg.
Watch the instant replay on that right there.
15,
as you see Huenberg there just slipping away from some tackles until Augie Christian brings him down after a 15-yard gain.
So the Bruins, it hasn't been necessarily that they haven't been able to move the ball, but once they get in the red zone, they tend to bog down. Now Brady on the keeper. It's maybe a couple of yards. It's Bennett Williams,
Brady
among others, and on the stop.
Brought down by number 75.
Yeah, I think if you're the Tigers, you just got to stop the big play capability of the Bruins. And I know it's easier said than done because they have a couple of guys that are really can break it open, but especially Brady. But if you can contain those guys and contain them to 2nd and long, 3rd and long, 4th and long, I think you're doing your job.
So we dip under the 1 minute mark to go in the first period. 2nd down and 7 for the Bruins at the Tiger 38. Man in motion. And Brady's going to keep it himself, and not much yardage. Boy, he is hit hard after about a 1 yard gain.
We know Brady's a tough individual. He took a lot of licks last year as a quarterback player last year.
Gain of 2,
and Norm, I'm telling you, that kid was a tough kid. He kept getting up, kept fighting. So there's no quitting this John Brady. He's pretty amazing to watch when it comes to that toughness.
Carson Etheridge in on that last play, and the Bruins, I think, are going to be content to just let the first quarter come to a close. It's 21-0 Princeton. Brody, aside from score updates, I understand you have a halftime guest lined up.
Yeah, we should have Cail Arnett on tonight, who is a Princeton alum who actually works in the field of broadcasting. So we're going to talk to him about working with the Chicago Cubs.
I was reading a book that I'd read it many years ago, and I brought it up. Jack Brickhouse. Do you remember him, Schmitty? He was before Harry Carey, longtime voice of the Cubs. Interesting fact in there, Jack Brickhouse's maternal grandfather was killed in the Cherry Mine disaster. So, small world.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's why I like calling games with you, Norm, because I pick up something every week. I call games with you. No matter if it's somebody stealing a football outside of a Bureau County fair or the mine disaster of Jack Brickhouse's maternal grandfather.
Yeah.
Said? So, yeah.
Or what streets border the high school.
Exactly.
Brody won that contest.
Yep, he is the mayor of Crown Street. No question about it.
Great job, RK.
All right, we are ready to begin the second quarter, and the Bruins facing a 3rd down and 5 at the 36 of Princeton. 2 wide receivers to each side of the field for the Bruins. Huenberg in the backfield with Brady. And Brady's going to take off and run. He's got the first down and a whole lot more. He's around the corner, gets past Tegan Davis. And
Brady, the ball
Noah
carrier.
Laporte finally making the tackle,
Brought
but
down by
not
number
until
11,
Brady
Noah
gets down
Laporte.
to the 14-yard line.
That's another gain of 21 yards as you see him break tiptoe on that sidelines before he's brought down by Noah Laporte. That's their 5th rushing first down of the game so far. So the rushing offense of Brady has been effective.
Now this time Huenberg goes around right in, and he is down near the goal line. Do we have a fumble? Tigers say they have it.
The ball carrier.
What do the officials say? I haven't seen a signal yet. I'm going to talk it over a little bit here. Still no signal. Apparently a penalty after the fact against Princeton, so the Bruins they're going to be right next to that goal line when this ball is marked.
Flag on the play. Flag goes against the Tigers.
1st and goal at the 2.
1st and goal, St. Pete.
All right, so the Bruins retreat back to their huddle as a little bit of confusion out on the field.
I think that was Huenberg's 2nd fumble. That wasn't a fumble that time, but I mean, he's got to learn to hang on to the ball a little bit better because it looks like the Tigers are taught to punch the ball out of that young man's hands.
1st and goal at the 2. Tiger defense hoping to be able to respond in a big way here. Brady on the carry. And it'll be interesting to see where they
Stop
mark
made by
this
number
ball, even though he
51,
was
Bennett
knocked
Williams.
backwards. I think they're going to give him a yard here. So 2nd and goal from the 1.
Second
And
down,
that wasn't
St.
John
Bede.
Brady. That was Ryan Brady who handled that ball, right? Number 2, because John Brady was all away from
Right. Now this time it's the quarterback, and the Bruins are just trying to push him in, and it works. So with 10:36 to go in the second quarter, John Brady, a 1-yard run, and Princeton's lead is now 21-6. PAT attempt by the Bruins is good, and that's Tyler Walsh with the kick. 21-7, Princeton over St. Bede. Brody, any updates?
Yeah, Norm, I have a whole bunch that just came in to me. Sherrard is taking an early lead over Rock Ridge, 7-0. LaSalle is playing Ottawa tonight, remember, and it is 0-0 at the end of the first. IVC against Bloomington Central Catholic. IVC is holding their own, 0-0 at the end of the first. Fulton, 3, Forreston, 8, so Forreston's taking a lead. And also, Norm, it's worth mentioning that this is not the only Princeton game going on tonight. Coach David Gray has the boys soccer game over at Riverdale tonight, and I just got a score on that. And Riverdale has taken a lead over Princeton 3-0. Back to you, Norm.
All right. Well, nothing gets by Brody, I'll tell you. He is on top of things. Good job.
Number 4.
Bruins getting their first touchdown of the night.
Number 3,
Set
Ace
to kick
Christensen
off.
back to receive for the Tigers. Number 54 getting set.
Benjamin
to
Burke
kick for the
kicking
Bruins.
for the Bruins. Here is the kick. It's a short kick fielded by the Tigers at the 20-yard line and brought all the way out to the 40-yard line as on the return for the Tigers, Casey Etheridge.
Yeah, Casey's a dangerous ball. When he gets the ball in his hands, he's dangerous even though he's a freshman. He can slither his way through the hole. He's got some burst of speed there. Makes a good field position for the Tigers at the 40-yard line. I want to say hi to Luke Davis, who's watching us at a soccer game. So, Luke, we appreciate
Ball's
you.
at the 40-yard line where the Tigers will start
At Riverdale?
first and 10.
Yeah, that's the Riverdale game, Schmitty.
Okay, thank you.
Also at halftime, I know we've got junior cheerleaders, among them Little Malden Musketeers, so that alone is going to be a big attraction for this crowd. All right, first and 10 at the 40. The ball is fumbled, picked back up, and it's going to wind up being a 1-yard loss.
Davis
Bring up
brought
second
down
down
on the
and
backfield
11.
By number 65, Michael Shaw. Loss of 1.
We'll see if the Tigers can get a little drive going here after that fumble snap right there by Teagan.
I think you'd probably agree, Schmitty. I've been surprised by how many fumbles there have been tonight. It's really, otherwise, not a bad night other than being a little cool. And the Tigers keep it on the ground. Big yardage this time. It's a first down and a whole lot more. That's C.J. Hickey, and he is going to score. C.J. Hickey, a 61-yard run with 9:44 to go in the second period, puts Princeton up 27-7.
Yeah, C.J. Hickey, that was an impressive run. As you're going to see him take the pitch, break a tackle there, and then continues to keep his feet going and runs over a Bruin defender for a 61-yard scamper. Nice job by C.J. Hickey to keep his balance and get low, his pad level lower than the pad level of the Bruins, and has a touchdown run to prove it.
Now Carlos Benavidez towards Crown Street. It makes no difference. It's still good. And the Tigers lead 28-7. And look at the crowd here tonight, Schmitty, back towards Crown Street, all around the field. Great support.
Yeah, absolutely. It's senior night. You're going to have a full stands because of that. I think you got the young little cheerleaders dancing tonight, so you'll see that as well at halftime. So a lot of things going on tonight at PHS football field here tonight.
It makes you proud to be a Tiger, that's for sure.
And our great crew getting a shot of the crowd here.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that full house. Great student section, wearing mostly pink, as you can see there at the track, just filling it up all the way around. It's a great atmosphere tonight as you got two state-ranked teams going at each other. And right now, Princeton on top 28-7 with 9:44 to go in the first half.
So Carlos Benavidez set to kick off.
I have to.
28-7 Princeton. A low kick by Benavidez. And boy, it hits in a good spot. Nearly stops at the 5-yard line, and the Bruins with a decent return under the circumstances.
Huenberg on the return.
Callan Huenberg on the return gets it out just beyond the 20-yard line.
Not sure how he stayed in bounds there. Normally tightrope that sidelines for about 5 yards. Number 51 for the Tigers, Bennett Williams, got family watching from South Carolina. Lou and Susanna Foley, Darren Foley, and Karen Reba. We appreciate you guys watching, and glad we could bring it to you live at home so you can watch that young man play. He's a remarkable young man. He's only a junior, a great lineman, and he's a better kid than he is a sports star. So hats off to the Williams family for raising such a great kid.
Absolutely, that's great to hear. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line for the Bruins. And this time a quarterback keeper, or was it the Wildcat, Schmitty? I'm not quite sure on that one.
I think it was a design keeper. It's just Brady just going off the tackle there, and Cy Hockey there to meet him rudely. But, he's having a great game right now, and if the Tigers can keep Brady in check, they got to have somebody spying on him. It looks like Cy Hockey's the kid to do it.
So John Brady gets 2. It's 2nd down and 8 from the 25. Tiger lead is 28-7 with 9 minutes to go in the first half. Brady going to try to keep it himself. He's hit in the backfield and then finished off by Payne Miller near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Payne rudely greeted John Brady there. He was spinning out of one tackle, and then out of nowhere, here comes Big Payne Miller for a no gain on the play. Brings down 3rd down and 8. Good gracious, Payne. That name fits him, though, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, we appreciate the firefighters and the EMTs at the firehouse, the Princeton, watching us on our YouTube station. So we appreciate all you guys do, sacrificing your time and putting yourselves on the line for us. We really appreciate that.
Well stated, Schmitty. 3rd down and 8. Brady to throw. Fires away, and this one is caught. And it's good for a 1st down out to about the 42-yard line.
There's a flag
Calling
on the play.
that one in for the Bruins. Ben Wallace, one of their leading receivers. There is a flag on the play, and the penalty indicated against Princeton.
Helmet-to-helmet contact with the quarterback, I think, as he threw the ball, I think is what they're calling, Norm.
Penalty on the Tigers.
Did you see who caught that,
That
Norm?
was Ben Wallace.
Thank you.
Wallace came into the game with 26 catches for 364 yards and 5 touchdowns. Their number 1 receiver. And with that penalty, the Bruins are in Tiger territory at the 44-yard line.
Check that, the 44-yard line is Princeton territory.
So the Bruins, after a slow start, beginning to gain some traction on the offensive side of the ball. Brady has it. They're going to keep it on the ground. Callan Huenberg tries to get around the edge, and Carson Etheridge says, oh, no, you don't. Maybe a yard or two.
Brought down by number 23.
Yeah, Carson Etheridge did a nice job of tracking him down. He's got great speed like we talked about before. These linebackers for the Tigers, they're impressive with their speed that they have.
2nd down and 8 for the Bruins, and Brody, we'll get to you here. This no huddle makes it kind of tough to get to those scoreboard updates, but we will, as now they take all kinds of time in spite of going no huddle. Brady gets back in shotgun formation. Callan Huenberg to his immediate left. 2nd and 8 from the Princeton 42. Brady looks to throw, fires away, and this pass is intercepted. Hauling that one in is Brady Byers at the 18-yard line.
Brady had nice coverage there, and Brady Byers had nice coverage on John Brady and the receiver for the Bruins. And nonetheless, watching step for step, watching the quarterback the whole way through, tracks it, jumps up in the sky, and just grabs the ball. Nice job by tracking the football and keeping your eye both on the receiver and the quarterback. Good job, Brady Byers.
All right, Brody, go ahead.
Thank you, Norm. I had a whole bunch of updates come in. So the stalemate has been broken down at IVC. Bloomington Central Catholic is now 7, IVC 0. Prairie Central is playing Mercer County tonight 6-0. For the Hall game, Newman has taken the lead 14-6.
Davis fires long. Sorry about that, Brody, but nearly a big play there to Danny Hockey. Keep going.
And lastly, the Kewanee-Mendota game. Mendota 14, Kewanee 7. Back to you, Norm.
Okay, well, thank you very much for those updates. Tigers going for the home run ball there, Schmitty.
Yeah, I just simply overthrew him just by a step. Saihaki tried to track it down to catch it, but he just couldn't catch up to the ball.
2nd down and 10 from the 18-yard line. This time the Tigers are going to keep it on the ground. It's Augie Christensen, and good play by the Bruins limits that to a short gain. It's their 3rd and 9 coming up.
3rd down, Tigers.
Believe it or not, Norm, out of this is only the 12th play that the Tigers have ran so far this game, up 28-7.
Isn't that incredible?
I mean, it shows you the big play capability of the Tigers. It's crazy.
What will they dial up here? Maybe Davis to Noah Laporte. Wouldn't mind seeing that. Noah's in motion. Maybe a little bit of confusion here, but looks like they have it straight now. And Teagan's going to call his own number, tries to get around the edge, and he does. And Davis picks up the 1st down and more as he is out near the 34-yard line.
Yeah, I think they called Noah from one side to the other just so he could block down, and he did a nice job of blocking down for Teagan right there, as he did a nice job blocking and sprung Teagan out to the outside for a nice 17-yard run for the Tigers, and another 1st down and 10 at the 34-yard line.
5:42 to go before halftime. Princeton's lead 28-7. 1st and 10 at their own 34. And this time it's Augie Christensen. He goes no 1-yard gain this time.
Number 15,
as Augie busts that one for about 7.
He's got that burst of speed and the power behind it. It's just a nice combination to see.
Give him 8. 2nd down and 2 for the Tigers at the 41-yard line. This time Davis in the shotgun, I formation backfield. And a whistle blows.
Looks like we got a timeout. Nope, false start.
Back him up 5, it'll make it 2nd and 8.
Hey, shout out to the Compton boys, Croy, Colt, and crew. They're watching it with their dad in Forest Lake, Minnesota. Hey, we appreciate you guys watching so much, so hopefully we can bring you a win tonight.
Once again, the Tigers go with that I formation backfield. And it's Augie Christensen. He's got a 1st down And Augie gets into Bruin territory at the 48. Thought momentarily might go all the way, but in on the tackle was Ryan Brady.
This is the burst of speed we're talking about, Norm. He gets the hole and he hits it and he runs hard. And he got lucky, got tangled up there because he was off to the races. He's got 4 carries right now for 108 yards.
Wow. Kudos to Ryan Brady, too. That was a good tackle. Now the Tigers on a wide pitch. And good yardage on that play for Andrew Peacock. Penalty flag on the play, so we'll see what this is all about. Holding against Princeton.
I think that's a spot penalty, though, Norm, I think, right?
So if it, well, we'll see just where it happened at.
Yeah.
So it winds up being closer to like a 5 or 6 yard penalty. First and 16 from the 47-yard line of Princeton.
That's Tigers' 4th penalty for 23 yards.
Now Davis is going to call his own number, and he gets the penalty yardage back and
Davis
more. He's going to bring up about 2nd down and 9.
Tegan's 4th carry for 25 yards.
Clock goes under 4 minutes to go, first half, 28-7 Princeton. Davis once again going under center, I formation backfield. Christensen is the 2nd back. And the handoff goes to Augie, a big burst, and Christensen just short of the first down as he gets inside the 40-yard line.
That kid does not want to go down on the first tackle.
Brought down by number 17, Nathan Lau.
Somebody's down.
So we do have one of the Tigers down for an injury, and we don't mean to make light of that.
Looks like it's number 8, or Evan Driscoll maybe.
Wow, so we wish him well. While that's going on, Brody, any updates?
Oh yeah, Norm. So the LP Ottawa game, LP has taken the lead 7-0. Over in Spring Valley, Hall is making a comeback 14-12. And lastly, Dixon 7, Genoa Kingston Hogs 10. Now, Norm, here's my trivia question for you tonight.
Okay.
Dixon is known as the what capital of Illinois?
I think I know this one. Is it the Petunia capital?
It is the Petunia capital of Illinois. Very good, Norm.
All right. Well, Evan Driscoll still being attended to. Want to mention to you folks that, of course, WAJK 99.3. This is our last regular season Tiger Central broadcast, but you can catch the games on 99.3 against Bureau Valley, and then the following week against Monmouth Roseville, you can get the game on 99.3. But also, Monmouth Roseville doesn't have announcers, but they do have a video stream at Monmouth Roseville High School Sports, so you'll be able to watch video of that game.
Had a former basketball player just graduated last year, Jackson Dressler, excuse me, watching us, Norm, and he said he's on his way up to Wisconsin to play his first club basketball tournament. So we're excited for Jackson, and we appreciate you watching, buddy. Good luck in that tournament.
Great kid, great kid. Really enjoyed having him in class.
And Evan Driscoll being led off the field with assistance, so we wish him well. 3rd down and 1 for Princeton at the 39-yard line of the Bruins. I formation backfield. And the whistle blows.
Another false start for the Tigers.
Wow, so the relatively easy 3rd and 1 becomes a much more difficult 3rd and 6.
The 5th penalty on the Tigers for 28 yards. Sherry and Barry Portman watching from St. Charles, Missouri. We really appreciate you watching.
Wow, it's just amazing, isn't it, Schmitty? People from all over the country. Tigers stick with that I formation, and why not? It's a first down as Augie Christensen's off to the races. And Christensen down near the 10-yard line before he is finally brought down.
Number 20, Grady Gillen.
Wow.
34-yard gain, as you're going to see the instant replays right here. As nice double team there by the Tigers that springs Christensen out to the outside. I mean, that Augie just breaks it off in bunches, doesn't he?
He sure does. 2:40 and counting to go in the first half. Tigers lead 28-7, hoping to add on. Tegan Davis rolls out, fires away. He's got a man open. Guess who? Noah Laporte in the corner of the end zone. That is a 12-yard touchdown pass. Do we have a penalty? We're checking for that. Some activity over on the far side of the field.
Flag on the play.
There definitely is a flag down, so we'll see what this is about.
Looks like an ineligible receiver downfield. I don't know.
So take the points off the board. Oh, most unfortunate, because that was very nicely done.
So Tigers on their 6th penalty already. Got to clean that up in the second half. Can't have those penalties lingering.
So it'll be 1st and 15 from the 17-yard line. This time the Tigers are going to keep it on the ground. That is Augie Christensen, stumbles and gets inside the 10, so still a good game.
Yeah, but Norm, that was pay dirt for Augie. He saw it, and he either got tripped up by a fellow Tiger or got tripped up by the turf monster, one or the other.
Actually marked the ball right on the 10-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8. So it is possible for Princeton to get a first down without scoring. Clock will dip under the 2-minute mark here in the first half with Princeton leading 28-7.
I mean, Augie only has 7 carries for 153 yards.
Oh,
so.
My goodness, over 20 yards a carry. Amazing. Timeout is called by the Tigers with 1:45 to go in the half. And we'll go to Brody for updates.
Look at the student section, Brody, as I'm coming to you. But the student section are excited, ready to go. They're excited to see this 28-7 Princeton lead, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, that is for sure. You got to love our student section. We have some great kids here at Princeton High School. It makes you proud to be a Tiger. That is for sure. Hey, just a quick score update. Bloomington Central Catholic has increased their lead over IBC. It's now 14-0 down there.
So the Gray Ghost having a rough season, just one win, and that was by virtue of a forfeit because Urbana, who was on their schedule, was unable to field the team this year. All right, we are back to action. 2nd down and 8 with 1:45 to go before halftime. Tigers at the 10-yard line. Again, they can get a first down without scoring. Christensen, the lone back. Davis back to throw. Fires away. Has a man open. And it is incomplete. It was intended for Brady Byers.
Another flag down, Norm.
Flag on the field.
Well, we're waiting for an indication here. Referee points towards Princeton.
Looks like it's another illegal lineman down, another ineligible receiver downfield.
Now Coach Eustace wants an explanation.
I don't know why he wants an explanation. He's the one getting the call.
Yeah, he should be a happy camper on that. Unless they're weighing whether or not they want to take the penalty. You know, what would you rather have? 2nd and 8 or
So whoever's the ineligible receiver downfield or ineligible lineman downfield probably should stop doing that since it's been called like 4 times tonight.
So 2nd and 14 at the 16. C.J. Hickey hit hard. Loss on the play. Grady Gillinan on the stop for the Bruins.
Try to fake him out with some trickery as throwing it to the near sidelines, and the Bruins were there to sniff it out. Brings on a 3rd down and 16 situation for the Tigers.
Tigers do have an outstanding kicker in Carlos Benavidez, but almost assuredly they're looking to get a touchdown here. 3rd and 15 from the 17-yard line. As Schmitty has said, Tigers need to clean up the penalties. Double reverse, and it's Noah Laporte. He's got Davis out in front of him, and Noah Laporte makes it in easily. Perfectly executed, Schmitty.
Yes, 2 key blocks there to make that reverse go, Norm. First one was set up by Danny Sehaki, number 24. As you're going to see him right here, he just laid number 22 out. And then Tegan Davis put his shoulder pad into number 5, just enough for Noah Laporte to scamper in from 17 yards out. Great call by Coach Pearson.
Really was perfectly executed. Carlos Benavidez on for the extra point once again. 38 seconds to go in the half. Noah Laporte, a 17-yard run. Carlos kicks towards Crown Street, and it is letter perfect. He's 5 for 5 on extra points, and the Tiger lead is 35-7.
So an excellent play call there at by Coach Pearson. Good job by the Tigers to run most of the half out with 38 seconds to go with the big play capability of St. Bede. It ain't over yet for them because they can still score. But nonetheless, Brody, do you have some updates for us?
Yeah, so just a quick update going down the hall. It is going to be 12-14 going into half. And in other Three Rivers Conference play, we have Sherrard has increased their lead 14-0 over Rock Ridge. I'm actually really surprised about that game. Rock Ridge was going in 5-1 in this, and Sherrard was 2-4, but yet Sherrard keeps firing back. Back to you guys.
Brody, just for those that maybe just tuned in, 14-12 Hall and Newman, but who's got the 14?
Oh, sorry.
No, that's
Newman
all right.
does.
Okay, thank you. No, that's all right. So, 35-7, Princeton leading St. Bede. As Schmitty said, just 38 seconds left. But the Bruins have shown the ability to break off some really big plays. And the kickoff is fumbled, and the Bruins able to come up with it, but they're in a whole lot of trouble. Mason Hurst came up with the recovery for the Bruins and had no chance whatsoever.
Yeah, by the time Hurst came up with the ball, there's a whole slew of Tigers there just pouncing on him, and he just hung on to the ball, and good job of that young man just by ball security alone.
31 seconds remaining. We'll see what the Bruins opt to do. I know they've broken off some big plays, but this deep, I would think you've got to be kind of conservative and just keep it on the ground here. We'll see what Coach Eustace decides. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're keeping it on the ground with Callan Huenberg, and the Tigers are up to the task, stopping him for little or no gain, and perhaps that will be the last play of
number
the first
24,
half.
Cy Hockey on the stop for the Tigers.
Bruins do not have to snap it again. Yeah, so that is going to bring us to halftime, and our halftime score, Princeton 35 and St. Bede 7. And Schmitty, before we break away, if you want to give us the scoring recap.
Yeah, absolutely. With 9:11 to go in their first quarter, Augie Christensen opened it up for the Tigers with an 82-yard run, and the kick by Benavidez was good, 7-0. Tigers. Tegan Davis then had a 59-yard punt return off of a quick kick from the Bruins that backfired on them. The kick was good, 14-0 with 7:43 to go in the first quarter. Then Tegan Davis, 3:09 to go in the quarter, caps off a long drive with a 1-yard run. Kick was good by Benavidez, 21-0. And then John Brady had a quarterback sneak of his own with 10:36 to go in the second quarter. Walsh kick was good, 21-7 Tigers. C.J. Hickey with the 61-yard run, and the kick again by Benavidez was good for 28-7. And then with 38 seconds to go in the second quarter, a 17-yard reverse by Laporte. The run was good. Kick was good by Benavidez to bring your score 35-7. Princeton up over St. Bede.
All right, and so you can see the junior cheerleaders coming onto the field. We'll bring that to you. We'll bring you the Palms performance. Brody will have an interview and score updates at halftime, so we hope you enjoy the halftime program.
From the stone steps to the southwest end of the track immediately following this performance. Now, please direct your attention to the field as these ladies make their way out from the cheer they learned.
Sometimes it happens. I'm sorry.
Feel free to cheer along with them with us, ladies.
My hands are so. A lot of them are standing over here.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. Because they have this door shut, that door's open.
Which door is?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Bryant Field your Princeton High School Marching Tigers. They are led on to the field tonight by drum majors Sadie Thornton and Jacob Knickerbocker. The Tiger Band would like to recognize their senior members for their dedication and leadership. They are Jaden Eggers, Emma Frost, Kaylee Patterson, Carter Patterson, Caitlin Stanfield, Sadie Thornton, and Isabella Whitfield. Thank you, seniors. For our final drill of the season, we've got a band favorite that we know you'll love. This is I Want You Back. Please welcome to Bryant Field the Princeton High School Pom Squad under the direction of Ms. Abby Cochran and co-captains Lexi Boslog and Sadie Thornton. Tonight, the girls will perform a routine that has been choreographed by Sadie Thornton, Haley Pembleton, Grace Eggers, Ella Kinnaman, Cameron Patterson, and Avery Waka. The Poms honor their senior members, Lexi Boslog, Haley Pembleton, and Sadie Thornton with this performance.
Good evening, Tiger fans. I'm Jeremy Whitfield. I'm with the PHS Music Boosters. And for the last month and a half, we've sold raffle tickets for the fire pit that was generously donated by Mr. Crawford, our choir director, his uncle. So we are going to draw the winner tonight. If your name is called and you are here, meet us down by the concession stand, and you can take it home tonight. Otherwise, we will give you a shout over the weekend. So, here we go. One more step. That's all right.
Oh, probably on the bus.
Kiwani was my father died.
All right, the winner is Rich Barnett from Tuscaloosa. Rich, if you are here tonight, we'll meet you down at the concession stand. Thank you, everybody, for supporting Music Boosters.
And we're back in Tiger Central Live. Today I'm interviewing Cail Piper, who is one of our cameramen for Tiger Central Live. So, Cail, let me ask you like I do of everyone when I start.
Yep.
What is your takeaway from the game so far?
Pretty chilly.
It's chilly, yeah.
Pretty cold.
So all these sideline shots you see, guys, Cail is bringing it to us. He came up to the press box, and let me tell you, his hands were as red as a tomato. He's got these hot hands warmers right now, and he's clinching onto them. I'm worried he can't get his hand to unclinch. He's hanging on to him so tight.
Some nice lady gave them to me. She's like, are your hands cold? I'm like, they're pretty cold.
There you go.
She's like, here, take these. I was like, cool.
So, Cail, tell me and tell the folks at home a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Cail Piper. I am a student in Princeton High School.
What year are you?
I'm a junior.
Yeah.
I'm a junior.
Yeah.
I am. I have Mr. Anderson for some classes. American Napoleon.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good teacher.
Well, thanks, Cail.
His classes can get a little boring at some times.
I am. Hey, what'd you think about when I dressed in the toga the other day when I was Julius Caesar?
That was something else.
Yeah.
I walked in, first block, tired. I thought I was seeing things.
Cail, I am confident. I was the talk of PHS yesterday when I did that, or day before when I did that.
You were all over Snapchat.
Oh, I'm sure. I was on everyone's feeds. So, Cail, let me ask you this here.
Mm-hmm.
So, you are a junior, right? And what are some things that you are involved with at Princeton High School?
I am in the golf program.
Yeah.
Tennis.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Yeah. I didn't know you did wrestling.
I did it 2 years. I'm thinking about maybe not doing it this year.
Oh, we won't tell Coach Andy that.
Yeah, don't tell him that.
Okay.
He might get a little mad. I'm not a straight student, but I get okay grades. Mostly C's.
Well,
little bit of B's here and there.
Well, you're honest, Cail, and we always appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, in between either tennis or golf or wrestling, what is your favorite sports memory that you have at Princeton High School?
Memory.
Yeah. Best experience you've had doing sports?
I need to think about that one. I have a lot.
Well, give us something.
Remember that one time I got sick at tennis golf practice?
Yeah, I do remember
you
that.
Brought me back to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I drank a little too many sweet teas.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah. That was a pretty good that was an I want to say a good memory. That's the first thing that comes to mind when I'm talking with you.
There you go, Cail. So, of all of the classes you've taken at Princeton High School, which one has been your favorite?
Huh. Definitely not math.
Not math?
Not math, but I would probably say history.
History?
One of your classes, probably.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
So, Cail, another thing you're involved in at PHS is Tiger Central Live. What do you like doing Tiger Central Live?
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's giving me my service hours, so.
That's right.
That's one thing.
Yeah. Do you like being a cameraman?
It's pretty fun.
Maybe on not cold nights like this, though.
No, my hands are still kind of cold.
Yeah. So
they're getting a little bit warmer, though.
So, Cail, let me ask you this real quick here. If you could give some advice to the freshman version of you, what would it be?
Always turn everything in, homework-wise. Don't let anything slip off.
Yeah.
If you turn everything, you will pass.
Yeah.
Unless you're really bad at a class, like math.
Like math. Oh, shoot.
Well, that's what I would tell freshman me.
Yep. So, all right, Cail. Well, I'm going to go through some scores real quick, but thanks for coming on. I appreciate you coming up here and kind of filling in at the last second like we had to. And hopefully it's I'd like to tell you it's going to get warmer out there. But it's not. I'm looking at my computer right now, and it's 44 degrees.
Oh boy!
And we're gonna send you right back
You're
out
gonna make
in
me
the
go
cold.
back out.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
All right, Cail. Well, don't freeze out there.
I won't try to.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Anderson.
All right, Cail. Thanks.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, let's do a quick score rundown of some games in the area. So, quick score rundown of games in the area. So we have Newman 14, Hall 12, Kewanee 21, Mendota 14, Rock Ridge 7, Sherrard 21, Genoa Kingston 10, Dixon 7. An update from the LaSalle Peru game, Norm. LP has increased their lead 10-0. Fulton is still losing to Forreston 10-22. Bloomington Central Catholic 14 against IBC's 0. And lastly, we have Prairie Central increasing their lead over Mercer County. Just a couple more scores that just got texted me right now from my friend Dave Camp. Sherrard 21, Rock Ridge 7, Sterling 13, Rock Island 0, and Eureka 7, Ridgeview Lexington 7.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Brody. Some interesting scores, particularly the fact that Sherrard is beating Rock Ridge. That's quite surprising. Schmidt's back, and we're about set for second half action, but before they kick off here, Schmidt, if you've got any comments or stats you want to throw in, please do.
Just some highlight stats. Tegan Davis is 3 for 4 with 66 yards in the no touchdowns yet, but leading receiver is Noah Laporte with 2 catches for 58 yards. And then leading rushing for the Tigers is Augie Christensen, who's got 7 carries for 153 yards. CJ Hickey's got 4 carries for 71 yards, and Tegan's got 4 carries for 25 yards.
The Bruins try the onside kick. The ball is loose. And who's got it? We are waiting for a signal. Bruins had a really good opportunity to get that ball, but they don't come up with it. I'm seeing 36 Common Green coming up with that, Schmitty.
Common Green not only came up with the ball, Norm, but he came up with the ball on his back. He was laying on his back, and the ball popped out, and it landed right in Common Green's arms, and he just kind of hung on to it. So it was a very fortunate bounce for the Tigers. You had to have known that St. Bede to get back into this game was going to have to onside kick it. I think the Tigers were prepared for it. I would say they executed okay, not flawlessly, though.
All right. 1st and 10 at the 46 of Princeton. Let's see if the Tigers, with this short field, look to strike immediately. It's Augie Christensen. And Augie is going to get a good gain on first down. Hit hard by number 54, Benjamin Burke. But nonetheless, 2nd and short coming up.
Yeah, Kate Odell was out there in space pulling, and he just didn't know who to hit. He was so open in space, but nonetheless, Augie getting a nice 7-yard carry there.
Davis in the shotgun, and it's Augie Christensen once again, and he has a first down. And Augie breaking tackles, gets down to the 38-yard line for another first down.
Yeah, another 9-yard gain for Augie. The line for the Tigers are doing an excellent job making that push and making Augie's job easier. And then after Augie gets to the second tier defenders, he's making tacklers miss him and creating some big yard gains for himself.
Brody informed us at halftime it's down to 44 degrees, so it's a chilly one.
Keep that 44 in mind, Norm.
All right. Now Davis back to throw. Lets it go. He's got a man open. It's Noah Laporte down around the 10-yard line. And Noah spins and gets down to about the 6. What a combination, Schmitty.
Think we got a flag on the play. I'm going to say illegal man downfield again.
Oh, my goodness. That's exactly what it is. And that has happened a lot tonight. Now, we do have a couple of linemen out, Brady Pascenti and Jack May. Whether or not that's factoring into things, I don't know. But the penalty being marked off and a big gain being negated, it'll bring up 1st and 15 at the Tiger 44.
Well, it's the same official calling it play after play after play, so I think it's the official calling it on the Tiger sideline. So something, I mean, he's got to be telling the coaches what's going on.
Davis in the shotgun, looks to throw. Moves to the near side of the field, dodges a tackler. Now he throws, and he has a man, and it is complete. Again, it is Noah Laporte getting inside the 30. Referee blows the whistle for forward progress as they could not bring Noah down.
Did you see Teagan rolling to his left, finding Noah on a flat route there, and Noah fighting his way to get as many yards as he can, and that is a first down for the Tigers.
So the Tigers overcome the penalty and then some. 1st and 10 at the 27 of the Bruins. 10-12 to go, third quarter. Princeton's lead 35-7. I formation backfield, Davis under center, and the handoff goes to C.J. Hickey, and Hickey with good yardage on first down. Gets 5 or 6.
So looking like Tigers going to have two backs over the 100 yards if if C.J. Hickey keeps it up like this. Going back to number 44, like I said before, Norm, to hold that number was if Coach Pearson wins tonight, he ties Coach Joe Ryan for most wins in Princeton High School coaching history with 44 wins.
Well, thank you for that. Appreciate it. And the Tigers, this is Peacock on the carry. And a good gain inside the 15-yard line. That's a first down. Well, I think Coach Pearson, before it's all said and done, will obliterate that record.
Agreed. That came from our principal, Andy Berlinski. So, Mr. Berlinski, we appreciate that info.
Talking about great Princeton coaches, can't help but think about the late Randy Swinford. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line of St. Bede. I formation backfield. Davis back to throw. Lets it go, and the pass is complete. Danny Hockey hauling that one in. A 14-yard touchdown pass with 8:46 to go in the third period.
Watch this rope that Teagan throws right to Hockey out of the outstretched defender of St. Bede there, and a nice throw, nice catch, good pass protection, just a good play all the way around.
So Carlos Benavidez, who has been outstanding tonight as usual. High snap, but it doesn't matter. Benavidez perfect, and the Tiger lead is 42-7. Brody has been doing a great job following the out-of-town scoreboard. Mendota, Kewaunee interesting. Hall, Newman, and Sherrard beating Rock Ridge, among other things.
Norm, I do have a score update that was just sent to me. Erie Prophetstown has increased their lead over Bureau Valley. Now it's 20-0 out there.
All right, and of course that's Princeton's opponent next week. You can catch that game on 99.3 FM, WAJK. What we have last, Brody, on Kewaunee and Mendota?
Kewaunee and Mendota. We have Kewaunee 21, Mendota 14.
All right, so that's been a good one all night long, and Brody will keep tabs on that. Tiger lead is 35. Kick is on the way. It's a low kick fielded by the Bruins at the 15-yard line. And Huenberg powers his way out to the 33-yard line. So good field position for the Bruins.
Let's see if there's any adjustments by Coach Eustace and the Bruins staff here to see what they can dial up offensively. Get maybe a quick strike here or there to get them back in the game. But if they can't stop the Tigers' offense, it's really not going to matter.
Want to thank our cameraman, Brody. You can testify that Cail's hands were really cold at halftime.
Oh man, they were as bright red as the Hall Red Devils logo.
So our student helpers are Cail Piper, Austin Gordon, and Lou Higgins, as Huenberg on the handoff is hit for a loss. Danny Hockey, among others, in on that stop.
Cy Hockey's having himself a game tonight, Norm. He's doing a nice job of wrapping up, spying the quarterback, making hits when he needs to, just having a good all-around kid. Just caught a touchdown. What a great senior night to go out on tonight by Cy Hockey, having a great game.
2nd down and 13 from the Bruin 30. Brady rolls out. He throws, and it's intercepted. No, dropped near the 35-yard line. Almost a pick by Tegan Davis. Looked like that ball maybe slipped out of Brady's hand a little bit there.
Well, you could say that, but I think he jumped to pass the ball a little bit, and then he got hit while he's throwing the ball. So Brady doesn't have a whole lot of time to throw, and he knows it, and has some errant throws because of it. But nice job by the Tigers defensive line and linebackers, create the pressure on them, and our defensive backs are doing a nice job of staying with the receivers tonight.
Well, the junior cheerleaders performed at halftime. We thought the crowd might thin out substantially, but there are still a lot of folks here enjoying this Tiger performance. Now Brady fires away down the middle, and he's got a man. It's good for a first down. A nice throw. And hauling that one in is Connor Brown.
Noah Laporte on the tackle. Ball's at the 45.
1st and 10 Bruins at the 45-yard line. 7:43 to go, 3rd quarter. Tiger lead 42-7. Man in motion, and the handoff goes to the man in motion, and it doesn't fool Carson Etheridge as he makes the tackle for a loss.
Yeah, Etheridge is right there making that tackle, and the Bruins are thinking, what in the world is going on, as you see the instant replay right there.
Halden Huenberg on the carry. He'll bring up 2nd and 12. We did see the Bruins, their last time they faced long yardage, able to overcome it on a pass from Brady to Brown. 2nd down and 13 at the 42 of St. Bede. Brady to throw, and this one is intercepted. Tegan Davis. They went to the well once too often, and Davis with the interception at the 44-yard line of St. Bede.
Watch the pressure by Kate Odell causing that, and then Tegan just raised up and cut in front of the wide receiver of the Bruins to make a nice job, a nice interception there. But Kate Odell set all that up for Tegan to come pick that off.
Brody, anything on the out-of-town scoreboard?
Just one that came across. Mercer County is being blown out of the water by Prairie Central right now, 40-0.
Wow. Usually Mercer County's pretty strong, but having their problems tonight.
That's what I kind of thought, but just not tonight.
All right, so we'll see if the Tigers can take advantage of the turnover. Davis throws long, and the pass just out of the reach of Ace Christensen.
Kind of watching the offensive lineman now when Tegan goes back to throw, not watching the play as much, just kind of see what's going on, and they're being conscious of it. I saw Payne Miller kind of going, maybe a little bit over and then steps back because he's trying to be conscious about it. So these offensive linemen doing a nice job of trying to overcome these penalties and trying to correct them on the fly.
Excellent point, Schmitty. So 2nd down and 10 from the 45. This time it's an empty backfield. Now a man in motion, that's C.J. Hickey. He gets the pitch. Hickey gets around the corner. He's got good yardage. He's got a first down and a whole lot more. Spins and is hit hard at the 26-yard line.
Brought down by number 13, Ben Wallace.
First and 10, Princeton at the Bruin 27 as Schmitty's totaling up the numbers for C.J. Hickey.
6 carries for 95 yards. Right
wow.
now.
Just tremendous. This time an I-formation backfield. And Davis looks to throw, fires away, and he's got a man. It is complete, and that's going to be a touchdown to Brady Byers from 27 yards out at the 6:03 mark
There's a flag down. They're going to call Noah Laporte for a block in the back or a hold or something. I don't know if that was necessarily a block. Let's see it right here. Yeah, maybe he clipped him in the back shoulder there. So that's probably a legit call. Probably they'll look back on film and let Noah know that he probably shouldn't even made that block there because it was probably irrelevant at that point. But nonetheless, I mean, you try to teach your receivers to block downfield, and that's all Noah was doing.
So the touchdown is negated. While they mark this off, Brody, anything else on the out-of-town scoreboard?
Yeah, I have an update from the Rock Ridge game. Rock Ridge is starting to come back. Now it's 14-21 against Sherrard.
All right, so Sherrard with a surprising lead, but Rock Ridge coming back. Actually, since that violation occurred downfield, it makes for a 1st and 2, and Augie Christensen has the first down.
Augie Christensen, your Tiger ball carrier.
And Augie's up to 175 yards on the ground.
So Augie with 175 and Hickey with 95?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And then Davis with 135 in the air.
Amazing numbers, and we still have better than 5 minutes to go in the third period. I formation backfield, and the handoff goes to Augie Christensen. Christensen gets away at the 5, rolls into the end zone, touchdown, Augie Christensen from 11 yards out at the 5:18 mark of the third period.
Have yourself a game, young man, as he's closing out his senior night as well with 186 yards on the night. Again, all these yardage added up, that's a tribute to the offensive line and creating these holes for these running backs to go through. I mean, just a nice job up front by those guys.
Carlos Benavidez, good once again. And the Tiger lead is now 49-7, so that's going to bring about the running clock for the rest of the game. So it should go by pretty quickly. Brody?
Norm, I do not have any football scores, but I do have a final from the other Princeton Tigers game going on right now against Riverdale in boys soccer. And Princeton has lost that game 4-1 against Riverdale.
All right, thank you for that, Brody. You know, Schmitty, I haven't seen our friend Kevin Hieronymus here tonight. Did you hear what happened in the Cardinals game today?
I did not. Did you hear?
I saw it. They were up 2-0 and gave up 6 runs in the ninth inning to lose to the Phillies. So I don't know. Maybe Kev isn't feeling too good.
I'm telling you right now, that just breaks my heart. As a Chicago Cubs fan, I just I feel horrible about the situation. I wish they could have closed it out, but you know, maybe there'll be better days ahead of them tomorrow.
There's always next year.
We know that all too often.
You might guess the manager of the Cardinals was being second-guessed royally. All right, here is the kickoff, and the Bruins having some trouble fielding it. This is Huenberg, and I hear some of our other announcers making the point that his knee was down at the 20-yard line, but the officials are going to overlook that and give the Bruins credit at the 32-yard line.
Well, we have the luxury to have an angle up here. They don't have that fortune to have that luxury
you know what?
down there. So.
Excellent point. And a lot of times they're screened out by other players. So.
And who knows? I mean, maybe when he picked it up, he was lifting his knee up off the ground when he touched the ball. I don't know, but.
Well, I do know we have the best producer director in all of high school sports, Steve Morton. If he wanted to, he could bring up the replay and shed some light on it. But it's a moot point. Again, remember the clock is going to keep running. So 4:30 and counting here in the third period. Brady awaits the shotgun snap with 3 wide receivers to the far side of the field, and he's just going to call his own number. Can he get around the edge? Not really. Maybe a gain of a yard on the play, and he was hit hard.
Yeah, Arthur Burden was there to treat him really rude. Nice job by Arthur there, the sophomore linebacker who was filling in for Carson Etheridge until Carson got back last week, doing a nice job all year long, and he really brought it to Brady there.
Arthur Burden, of course, has been brought up before, a Malden Musketeer. Believe it or not, Schmitty, the Malden Invitational Tournament starts on Tuesday, right after Columbus Day. So great tradition, of course, started by the late and legendary Floyd Groney, longtime teacher, principal, coach, bus driver at Malden Grade School. Now Brady going to try to run up the middle, and no success whatsoever.
Ian Morris there with the stop again. The D-line of the Tigers just destroying the offensive line of the Bruins, and the linebackers having gaps to fill and doing a nice job. Everybody's doing their job on the defense, and it's showing on the scoreboard tonight.
St. Bede plays Hall next week. That's always a good rivalry game. And Brody, whenever you get a chance, if you find out anything on Hall.
It's still tied right now going into the fourth down there. Or not tied, sorry. 12-14 Newman over Hall.
Okay, thanks for that, Brody. Now Brady, under heavy pressure, manages to escape and picks up yardage to about the 40-yard line, but it's going to be short of the first down.
Yeah, Carson Etheridge, we talked about his closing speed earlier in the game. I'm telling you, that's impressive when you can chase down John Brady like that and just throw him down. He just covered sideline to sideline really quick there.
So we mark him just a little bit short of the 40, call it the 39-yard line. It'll bring up 4th and 4. At this point, the Bruins figure, what do we have to lose? We might as well go for it. 3 wide receivers to the near side of the field. Brady looks to throw. Had time momentarily, but now he is spun to the ground by Bennett Williams.
Bennett Williams just grabbed him by the jersey and threw him down, and I think Brady is getting tired of that. He's been short tackled so many times, and there's another one there by the defensive lineman Bennett Williams this time.
So the Tigers will take over with under a minute and a half to go in the third period. Tegan Davis is still in at quarterback, and would expect to see William Lott in there at some point. C.J. Hickey on the carry, and Hickey with a good gain on first down, about 6 on that carry.
That'll bring him over 100 yards, 101 to be exact. So I'm kind of figuring that they're going to get some seniors the ball here and this rest of this third quarter and see what happens in the fourth.
And it is senior night. And a whistle blows. We'll see what this appears to be against Princeton, an illegal procedure.
So only the second penalty in the second half for Princeton. So after having 8 penalties in the first half, 2 in the second half doesn't look as bad.
Nope. Brody, anything on the updates?
Yeah, I had a whole bunch just come in all of a sudden. So Forreston has increased their lead over Fulton, 22-6. In the LP game, LP has increased their lead over Ottawa, 17-0. I've been hunting all night trying to get the Anawan-Weathersfield game and the Stark County game, and I finally have a third quarter score on that. Anawan 20, Stark County 13. And now, as I'm saying this, Dave Camp just sends me a text of the update from the Kewanee game. Kewanee 28, Mendota 14. Back to you, Norm.
All right, well, thank you. And on that last play, that ended the third period. 49-7 is Princeton's lead over St. Bede.
So Mr. John Matlick texted me and said that he loves seeing you in the bus line every day.
Oh. Well, thank you.
You're a celebrity, Norm. Did you know that? Does he ask you for your autograph? That's what I want to know. Do you have anybody just come up off the street and ask you for your autograph?
Definitely not.
Norm, I want your autograph.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is a pleasure to work with this great crew. And I know Brody and I were talking before the game, Schmitty. We're enjoying football, but we're looking forward to basketball.
Yeah, we got open gyms coming up next week, and it's gonna be. We had sign-ups on Tuesday. Had roughly over 40 kids sign up for the basketball this year. I'm excited to see all 3 levels. We're ready to get after it. I'm chomping at the bit. It's getting go time, and our coaching staff's ready to go too. So it's a long season, but the anticipation alone just kills us just leading up to the season to start.
And also on the girls' side, Coach Darcy Kepner. Every reason to believe that the Princeton girls are going to have a great season as well.
Yeah, she does a great job with those ladies. It was her first year last year. She's grown leaps and bounds. I can't wait to see what she does with them this year.
All right, so Tigers with it, and the handoff goes to Augie Christensen, and Christensen escapes tacklers. Look at him go downfield. That is a touchdown. Augie Christensen from 29 yards out, and the Princeton lead expands to 55-7 with 11:51 to go in the game.
That puts Augie at 215 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns, I believe. 215 by Augie, 101 by C.J. Hickey. That's 316 yards there, and that's not counting the other kids' yards as well. So, big night on the ground. Big night on the ground for the Tigers.
And Carlos Benavidez with the kick makes it 56-7. Yeah, Augie scored touchdowns from 29, 11, and 82. So, yeah, what's the stats on him again, Schmitty? How many carries, how many yards?
12 carries, 215 yards, and 2 touchdowns?
I got him for 3. Remember, he had the one at the very beginning of the game?
Yes, he had 3 touchdowns, yes.
Yeah.
You're right.
Brody, any updates?
Yes, Kewanee leads Mendota 28-22, and Hall has taken the lead back down in Spring Valley. Hall 18, Newman 14.
That would be a huge win as far as Hall making the playoffs. And it'll be interesting to look at the morning paper and see how many yards Mr. Resetich had. He has over 1,100 yards already in 6 games, so an incredible season for him.
I got people chiming in thinking I need to do 1 push-up for every point Princeton has. I'm like, no, thank you.
Well, actually, he does do that, folks. He's just off camera, but yeah, he's put in a number. Brody, you can testify to it.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
So, hey, we got Coach C and Coach Foes are watching from Coach C's No Drama Bar, and he says, go Tigers, Coach Foes does. Thanks, Coach Foes. We really appreciate you watching us.
And the kickoff to the Bruins manages to stay in bounds. The Bruins return it from the 10, and they're not going to get very far, out to about the 18-yard line as the mercy rule's in effect, clock rolling with 11:40 and counting to go in the game.
Norm, this is getting a little unbearable for the Bruins.
That Brody is a master of the puns, yeah.
Okay, moving on.
I just like to shake my head at Brody sometimes. It's I can't speak because Brody says some great things sometimes and just leaves you speechless.
1st and 10.
Norm's the one that
at
says
the
the best things,
18-yard line. You're being most generous indeed. As the Bruins have 3 wide receivers to the near side of the field, they run a counter play to the other side and a decent gain on 1st down, about 4 or 5 yards. Halden Huenberg on the carry for St. Bede. It'll bring up, actually they give him 6, 2nd down and 4 from the 24.
So it looks like Coach Pearson's going to pick up his number 44th win and put him tied with Coach Ryan, right?
Yeah, Coach Ryan's having a great year at Sycamore this year. Last I checked, they were undefeated. So, and now a run play for the Bruins will notch a 1st down, and I'm guessing, Schmitty, that we've got a lot of backups in at this point, but they've played really well this year as well.
Yeah, they sure have. They've done a nice job filling in the 3rd and 4th quarters, primarily for the Tigers.
EPs increased their lead over Bureau Valley 27-0.
Kind of figured that'd be a tough game for the Storm tonight, and that's the way it's playing out. Now the Bruins keep it on the ground, and we got to get this Tiger tackler here, Schmitty. Great job.
Yeah, that's number 34. That's Daniel Sousa. I know that kid. He's a basketball kid, and he does a nice job. He's a great kid. His favorite quarterback's Justin Herbert, if you didn't know. He loves the Los Angeles Chargers. Loves them. Just a fun fact about him.
2nd and 11 for the Bruins. And this tackle is behind the line of scrimmage, as we've got about 3 Tigers in on that tackle. Sousa in there once again.
And Arthur Burden. I mean, Daniel Sousa and Arthur Burden's not your normal backups. I'm just telling you this
exactly.
right now. They can start for a lot of teams in this conference. So, but they are backups, but they prove what they can do.
Here's an exciting game for you, Norm. Fulton 22, Forreston 23.
Boy, the Steamers have really made a big comeback in that one. Long bomb by the Bruins, and it is knocked away at the last minute.
Andrew Peacock there with the coverage.
You know, he hasn't played all that much tonight, but while he's been in there, he's done a super job.
Yeah, he's a good junior to have in your pocket if you're Coach Pearson, and can use him, and he does a nice job there and batting the ball down. He brings on the 4th down and forces the Bruins to punt the ball.
John Brady dropping back to punt. Good snap, and Brady gets it away. Oh, it looked like there was a fair catch called for. I don't see a penalty flag, though. Andrew Peacock able to reel that one in.
I don't think he did, because you can see Coach Vidana on the sideline saying, Andrew, make sure you get that hand way up so they can see you.
All right, so great job by him to hang on to the ball. Schmitty, I wanted to talk to you about something, my point really isn't to go into pro football, but you've heard about Tua, the Miami quarterback, and the concussion. And Rex Ryan was saying, as a coach, he goes, I don't care if a trainer or a doctor says a guy's all right. He goes, I feel like my players are like my sons, and if I look into that guy's eyes and I don't think he's right, I'm not putting him in there.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how that process went down. I know a guy that looked him over, got fired for it. Probably should have. But, yeah, if your coach is on the sidelines of Miami, you shouldn't have let him come back in after that.
As Tigers picking up about 4 there on 1st down, and Casey Etheridge on the carry. Now, I know having talked to Coach Tiffany Gonigam in years past, coaches are like trained with regards to concussions. Does that still go on?
Yeah. We're required as coaches. We have to take a concussion test every 2 years, Norm, just to bring us up to speed on everything. So every 2 years we have to go on the website IHSA and do a concussion a test and make sure we keep up to speed on that. So all the coaches on the coaching staff has to take that, because they have to be ASAP certified.
All right, so obviously a penalty on that play. Etheridge on the carry, just short yardage.
Yeah, that was a legal procedure by the Tigers there.
Clock down to under 6 minutes to go in the game, with Princeton leading 56-7. Brody, you got anything?
Yeah, so up in the Petunia City, Dixon has increased the lead over Genoa Kingston 13-10, and in other three river conference play, we have Orion 7, Morrison 34, and Rockridge 28. They've taken the lead over Sherrard 21. Back to you, Norm.
All right, and as soon as we have this play here, I want to get that Morrison score again. As the Tigers try running it up the middle for limited yardage, we'll try to get the ball carrier's name here.
Caden Gibson.
All right, thank you for that, Schmitty. And what was that with Morrison again?
Morrison is coming out hot. They are ahead of Orion 34-7. Now Morrison is a 1-5 team, and Orion is a 5-1 team.
Yeah, so what an upset that would be. And that one, with that much of a gap, appears to be a fairly sure thing. Clock under 5 minutes to go. You'll notice that Lott will look at the back judge and wait for that 5 count. Tigers get the play off. Etheridge on the carry, and will bring up 4th down. Tigers again with 2 games remaining at Bureau Valley next week, at Monmouth Roseville for week 9. And again, you can get that game video at least at YouTube at Monmouth Roseville High School Sports, and of course WAJK 99.3 will have it on the radio.
Logan Arkles said that he's watching from Ely, Minnesota, cheering on his brother Preston. So thanks, Logan. We appreciate you watching.
We do indeed. Makes me curious as just where Ely, Minnesota is. Etheridge up the middle. This is going to be close to a 1st down.
I don't think he got it, Norm. I think he's just short.
And the referees aren't even going to measure. They agree with you that it's St. Bede ball.
I think if it was a different setting in the game, if it was a tight game, they probably would bring in that chains out. But knowing that there's a running clock and 56-7 score, no chance in it. So I don't know, Norm. Going into this game, are you surprised by the score? Because I can tell you on my perspective, I'm not. Because I think Princeton's really, really good. And I'm not saying that because we watch them on a weekly basis, but I think we take how good they are for granted sometimes.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. I thought St. Bede would throw the ball more because Brady had such great stats coming in, but
well, they did, they would, but obviously Coach Pearson and the coaching staff had some nice defensive strategy against them. Took Brady away, not letting him have time to throw, blitzing linebackers on each side, and then Brady wasn't on tonight, let's say. And I think the defensive backs for the Tigers need to get some credit too because they stuck with the receivers time and time again. They challenged Byers a couple times, but Byers picked them off once or twice. So I think the line play is what separates the Tigers from most teams because their line play, if their line play is dominant, then the score is dominant. It just makes the backs in the linebackers on the defense side, the running backs and the quarterback on the offensive side, it makes their game flow a lot better where they can do the things that they're capable of doing. So that line play is so critical game in and game out that if they don't come in with their A game, like last week, you can ask each one of those linemen. I don't think they played as well as they would hope or they would like to play. The score wasn't where they wanted it because I think their line play wasn't as good as it's been. But you watch their line play tonight, it's back up to par where that needs to be, and look at the score.
Yeah, Brody and I were both nodding our heads to every word you said.
Yeah,
exactly
well said.
Right.
Very well said.
All right, so the Bruins, likewise, they have put in a number of substitutes as well. Run goes up the middle, and let's see who's in on the tackle for the Tigers.
Norm, I have an update from the LP game. Ottawa is starting to come back now. They're on the board. LP 17, Ottawa 7.
That was A.J. Thank you, Brody. That was A.J. Hermes on the carry. Can't help but wonder if that's not Jim Hermes' son, the superintendent at Spring Valley Elementary. He has a daughter, Ella, that plays volleyball for the Bruins. Now a run right up the middle, and that's Hermes on the carry. Close to a 1st down, but appears to be about a yard short. Under 2 minutes to go in the game. Brody, if you've got any updates at all at any time in the last minute and a half, just go ahead and chime in.
Sounds good. I do have an update. Genoa Kingston's tied the Dixon Dukes 13-13.
All right. Hermes to throw. Long pass. It's on the money and incomplete. Boy, tough break because that was a good throw. It was intended for Mason Hurst, who made a good effort to get it. Well, I think the Bruins, Schmitty, I think they've got their future quarterback.
Yeah, that looked pretty good, didn't it, Norm?
So under a minute to go in the game. See how many plays the Bruins decide to run here. Conceivably, this could be the last play of the game. Hermes is going to try to run, but he has no chance. Casey Etheridge hits him behind the line. The Bruins do not have to run another play. And the referee's holding up the ball saying, you know what, this is enough. Both teams, the Tigers anyway, have retreated to their sideline, and now the Bruins are doing likewise. That'll do it. 56-7, Princeton with the win. So certainly a spirited effort by the Bruins, but as Schmitty stated so well just moments ago, just too much Princeton Tigers. That line dominating things tonight. Schmitty, whenever you're ready for the stats, go right ahead.
John Brady for the Bruins, 3 for 13 for 78 yards and 2 interceptions. 3 for 13. You know that the Tigers defense did their job if that happens. He had 20 carries for 83 yards and a touchdown. Huneberg had 6 carries for 31 yards. Leading the way for the Bruins was 1 catch for 49 yards was Huneberg, and that was relatively quick out of the first play of the game or so. For the Tigers, 6 for 8 for Tegan Davis for 135 yards and a touchdown. Receiving the ball, 2 catches for 29 yards for Byers, 3 catches for 76 yards for Noah Laporte, 1 catch and 14 yards and a touchdown for Sayhaki. Leading the way on the ground for the Tigers was Augie Christensen, who had a lot of carries because I didn't total them up, but 12 carries for 215 yards and 3 touchdowns. He probably gets our player of the game, Norm, if I was to call one. And then C.J. Hickey had 7 carries for 101 yards, and he had a touchdown as well, impressive touchdown over here on the sidelines. 4 carries for 25 yards for Tegan Davis, 2 carries for 16 yards for Peacock, 1 carry, 17 yards for Laporte, and a touchdown. 3 carries and 14 yards for Casey Etheridge, and 1 carry for 2 yards for Caden Gibson. Scoring drives as follows: 82-yard run by Augie with 9:11 to go in the first quarter. Kick by Benavidez was good, bring it 7-0. Tegan Davis had a 59-yard punt return with 7:43 to go in the first quarter. Kick was good by Benavidez for 14-0. Then Tegan Davis with a 1-yard scamper with 3:09 to go in the first quarter. Bring the kick by Benavidez was good, brings it to 21-0. John Brady gets the Bruins on the scoreboard for their one and only touchdown, 1-yard run. Walsh's kick was good for 21-7. C.J. Hickey with a 61-yard run. Kick was good by Benavidez, 28-7. 17-yard run with 38 seconds to go in the second quarter by Noah Laporte, and the kick by Benavidez was good for 35-7. Sayhaki hooks up with Tegan Davis, 14-yard pass from Davis to Sayhaki with 8:46 to go in the third quarter. Kick was good by Benavidez to bring the score 42-7. Augie Christensen with 5:18 to go in the third quarter had 11-yard scamper for a touchdown. Kick was good by Benavidez, 49-7. And then to cap it off with 11:51 to go in the fourth quarter, Augie Christensen had a 29-yard touchdown run. Kick was good by Benavidez, 56-7. And to cap it off, Coach Ryan Pearson ties Joe Ryan for the most wins in PHS history with 44, and looking to break that with 45 next week against Bear Valley, Norm. And hey, I appreciate you commentating, having me on, guys. And Steve Morton and Brody Anderson does a nice job with Steve Gray, and among Austin Gordon and couple other students, Cail Piper and Lou Higgins as well. So we appreciate all you guys helping us out, making this broadcast possible, and have a good night, Norm.
And everything you said, I totally agree with. I appreciate Brody and the two Steves, our student helpers. Brody, anything before we go off the air?
Yeah, just an update from the LP game. LP has increased their lead 24, Ottawa 7, and right now, one of the nice things about the Hall Red Devils, and can I say that as a Princeton fan? I don't know, but one of the nice things is Hall streams their game, so I'm watching the last minute 30 of the Hall Red Devil games, and right now, the Hall Red Devils still have the lead over Newman, 18-14, with 1:28 to go in the game.
And Brody, who has the ball?
Newman does.
Oh, wow. So that'll be interesting to see.
Exactly.
Now, the one thing that we haven't covered, and we really can't totally, but is the playoffs. Obviously, Princeton's in the playoffs. There does come to be issues sometimes with copyright laws, but Steve Morton does a great job getting sponsors, and if there's any way possible, I am sure he will get us on the air, and I think everybody will be more than happy to jump back in. So hopefully this isn't our last broadcast of the year. But thank you so much for tuning in. And again, our final score, Princeton wins at 56-7 over St. Bede. Have a good night, everybody.
Nice job, everybody.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Let's do some team totals.
Wow.
So I can say yes, we are going to do well.
Yeah, I knew that too.
Yeah, just can't say it on the air.
Area 12
And I would guess we'll get a home game. You know, in the past sometimes